Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, and thank you for stopping by. All right, guys, the content that we're going to cover on this episode of Bullet Points is about this Ukraine-Russia situation, but not about the war, the fight itself. But let me just tell you what a difference a night makes, right? We went from, oh, this is a tense, awkward situation, to holy crap, missiles are in the air. This accelerated quickly, but what we're going to cover right now is an article that reports on something that happened in Parliament, in the Ukrainian Parliament. They've enabled citizens their rights to carry firearms. That's interesting. Now, the reason that I'm covering this is something that we fight in this country, you and I, religiously around. No, we need these items to defend ourselves from a tyrannical government, foreign or domestic. We need the ability to defend ourselves, have an equal pairing. We need to be able to field a standing army from our civilian population in order to fight aggression. Now, of course, we've been called crazy. We've been called all these things: warmongers, G.I. Joes, wannabe Rambos, whatever you want to call it. But now, when the bear is literally at the door, the Ukrainians have said, hey, civilians, it's a good time to pick up a weapon. The entire principle, we were born in this. We were bred in this. Our nation, our foundation of our fabric of our country is built around the idea that we are fighting tyranny by our own means. We've got this bad boy right here, and we've got the strength of arms as well. And that's the entire principle. The opening foundation of the NRA was to enable the fact that American men, when they go into civilian or military service, they actually had the ability to fight and know how to shoot a weapon and service a weapon. The civilian marksmanship program, same concept. We needed to have a population, because we had the Second Amendment, that was able to embrace firearms and stand quickly. That's what we're going to cover. They're trying to do in Ukraine, but this is the reason we have it in this country. Because we've been told numerous times, it's 2022. No one's going to go to war. Awkward. Okay, check this out. This is what Ukraine is doing. Let me know what you guys think in the comments field on this one, because it just bolsters our point. Ukraine's parliament passed a law allowing citizens to carry firearms, and a local NGO official said, there's a feeling the Ukrainians will fight, and good on them. Defending freedom with your homeland, amazing, go team. But the idea that this picture represents I'm about to show you speaks volumes. These individuals, let's just say they're Ukrainians. I didn't take the picture, I'm just using this from the article source. They're training with wooden or cardboard weapons. I can't tell what they are, but those are not real. The main difference, and the reason that we have the Second Amendment in the United States, is we could field an army like that. You send out a call, some aggressor somewhere invades our country, exactly what's happening right now in Ukraine, the American people could field an army equal or greater to the force. You don't need to provide us your wooden weapons. We've got our own. It's BYOG up in here. We've got our own. It's probably better than what you were going to give us, and we are versed in it. We know how to field strip it. We know how to maintain it. We know how to accurately deploy it, and we know how the system works. The entire idea behind our Second Amendment was so that we can respond quickly with our own stuff. And that's what you're seeing here. It's a counter to what you're seeing here. Now, good on the Ukrainians. I defend your homeland. But this is a very important thing to see, because we're watching history happen, and it's giving a perfect example as to why the Second Amendment rights exist in this country. Check this out. The Ukrainian Parliament passed a law on Wednesday which allows citizens to carry firearms in public, alongside the enactment of a state of emergency after Putin ordered troops in eastern Ukraine. So he were openly invaded. Again, this is 2022. There are no wars anymore. No one invades anyone anymore, except right now. Previously, Ukrainian citizens were barred from carrying guns outside their homes because there's no need for that until war comes to your doorstep and you've got to rush. Not a great look. Quote, now, it's the intention of the parliament to liberalize ownership of armaments by its citizens. The guy in, I can't say those words, in Kiev. And I think that this is very popular news now. Yeah, it would be popular because you need to be able to defend yourself. But listen to what the Ukrainian people are doing here. According to The Guardian, gun stores in Kiev are selling a much higher volume of guns than usual, including AR-10s and AR-15s. Interesting, by the way, they're NATO weapons. The report added that close to 400,000 Ukrainians have combat experience. Hey, question, what would happen if all those 400,000 Ukrainians had a Second Amendment right and they had their own gear? What if it was BYOG in Ukraine? Because they're going to go into supply issues now. If you have 400,000 Ukrainians who are trying to defend their homeland, What if they can't get the right armaments? What if they can't get, because of supply issues, weapons? What if all these things that happened that could be prevented if you had the freedom of the Second Amendment in Ukraine? Well, now that they've been invaded, it's here now. What's that going to do? It will help, but it will not prevent, and that's an important piece. A very good quote from the World War II, where the Japanese admiral was like, "We can't invade America because there's guns everywhere." Yeah, anyway. Now, this is a guy from actually inside Parliament last night. Parliament has just made the first step towards provision for the civilian population of the right to bear arms, a long-awaited and critically important decision in these circumstances. That's amazing, and I'm glad they're taking these steps to defend their homeland, but what if they had prevented it by having this right built into their Constitution? And that's what I wanted to bring you today. They are doing the right steps in response. What if they had done the right steps in prevention? And anybody that's in this country, personally, where you live, is saying, well, there's no reason for these things. It makes no sense for you to have this. Does it still not make sense? And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you at the 9 p.m. segment tonight. I'm Braden, signing out.